just telling you I'm live. You're not on? It's fine. I'm just telling you I'm live.
Are you kidding me?
You're not on. Erica, you're not on.
I just walked right there.
You didn't. I can see. You would have had to come to the end of the sign. You're good.
And the sign.
End of the sign. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Hump Day edition of Morning Scone. Presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing. Very good. All right, let's see. I didn't share the post. Whoops. Oh, well. I need y'all to share it for me. I did not get to share the post this morning. What?
I know I got in it.
You were not in it.
Because you're right, you keep smiling like that.
Because I didn't get to share. Because normally I share it
You've been
on my.
smiling since I walked right there.
You
okay.
were not on the show, Erica.
Okay. Glad. Ready? This one you got 5. See what you got. 5. What do you got for 1 second? 5.
Anyway.
4. 3. 2.
Y'all come to the Moscona household every morning for craziness. You get craziness.
Okay.
Ooh. So we're taking Drew to the doctor in a little bit. Hasn't been able to hold anything down for a couple of days. And Erica decided to vent him right here.
I'm gonna leave this right here, okay?
Okay.
Alright, come on.
Spurge, what's up from North Carolina? Dreams dashed. Dreams dashed? About what, Spurge? What dreams are dashed? Gilbert, maybe? So Eric Gilbert yesterday did announce that he's headed to Georgia. No surprise, I told you all along. And Terrio. I told you all along, no surprise. Gilbert heading to Georgia. The only surprise was whenever he committed to Florida. So, good news is he's not going to Florida, so you don't have to worry about facing him. Of course, you would have loved to have had him at LSU, but it's what it is, man. So, dude made the decision. That was his family. He said his family made the decision, so they made the decision that was best for them. So, good on him. Let's see. Jason Mobile, yo, E-Rock looking good. Thanks for making an appearance. LOL. Jason, you can't joke about that. You know her well enough to know you can't joke about that. Trivia, what's up? David Wallace, good morning. Tell E-Rock to keep her good eye on the prize. I see you, Trivia. I'm fine with it. You can go with the jokes. Let's see. Stephen Miller, good morning. Dylan, PMM04B Tones. So glad he's gone. We didn't need that toxic energy around the Tigers. Dylan, that's not a smart thing to say. It's a very not smart thing to say. He's the highest rated tight end in the history, 247 Sports, with a young quarterback. Even if it's Brennan's only started 3 games in his career. You absolutely want a freakish talent as a pass catcher, like Gilbert. So to say you don't want that toxic energy around the Tigers, first of all, it's just wrong. Lots of people deal with things personally, and I've, as delicately as I could possibly say, for as long as I could possibly say it, I've told you that Eric Gilbert is dealing with like a very real issue. It's not he was smoking weed and so he was kicked out. Like I've seen all that. And it's just wrong. So, anyway, you're never better by getting rid of talented players. So, and the toxic energy, he didn't bring toxic energy to the program. That's just a wrong assessment. Brady Smith, morning, Matt. I stayed up and watched Blazers Nuggets. The Pels need to offer a king's ransom for Dame Lillard. Yeah, that's not going to happen at all. Dame's awesome. The shots he was making there at the end of OT were incredible, all game really. But yeah, that's never gonna happen. Because any trade for Dame would involve Zion, and that's never gonna happen. So, but he's awesome. Go get Dame in the draft, right? Like, for example, when Dame was drafted, let's see, he was the 6th pick when the Blazers took him out of Weber State. You can find those guys. You got to find scorers, man. Pels need it badly. But you're not trading for Dame. But he's awesome. Michael Merritt, morning Scone, UGA. By the way, and also good on Dame because he said he wants to win a title in Portland. Good on him, man. Like, he doesn't want to go be one of the ring chasers forming super teams. He wants to win in Portland. Good for him. Good on him, man. Don't be Anthony Davis. Don't run away from a challenge. Don't be Kevin Durant. Don't run away from a challenge. Good for him. Got way more respect for him than any of those chumps. They're great players, but they're chumps. Jason Mobile, hit that like button, YouTubers. Thank you, Jason. Apollo Balboa, 1985. Matt, realistically, how far do you see LSU going in regionals? I think they can win this Eugene regional. And I think you all know me well enough to know if I didn't think they had a chance to win it, I would tell you. But I think LSU can win this regional. I think Marceau can win the Friday night game. Interesting hearing about the Gonzaga pitcher. I mentioned this on AFR, but I'll mention it here. I asked a friend who's been an MLB scout for 30 years to give me his notes on Alec Jacob. That's the kid's name who Gonzaga's throwing. And it's crazy because he's got 103 strikeouts in 76 innings. He's only walked 17 guys all year. And threw a no-hitter against Pepperdine. I'm like, man, what's the word on this guy? Because I was looking at, Baseball Americas from the draft profiles, and he wasn't like a highly thought of guy in the draft, like a first round, top 100 guy. And apparently he throws 86, tops out at 90. His off-speed stuff, he'll throw in the 60s. I mean, he's just a soft-throwing guy that has a weird arm slot, and he's got some runs. His change-up is his swing and miss pitch. And if you got a change-up at different arm angles or at the same arm slot, but it comes out with different spin and different speed, it can throw hitters off. So, curious, by the way, if you heard Paul Maneri on AFR yesterday, he said that pitcher's really tough against righties, and so he's going to try to get as many lefties in the lineup as he can. And I asked him about Will Safford, and he kind of chuckled and said, we'll just have to see Friday, Matt. I bet you Will Safford is going to be in the lineup at second. Because if you want lefties in the lineup, Bianco, Arnold, Cranford, all three other options at second base are all righties. So if he wants to stack lefties in the lineup, it's Will Safford at second. And if Gio's back, Gio plays center, Gio's also a lefty. So, makes a lot of sense. If he's trying to stack lefties in the lineup, Gio in center, Safford at second. Makes sense. Kelly Presley, good morning. Jason Truax, what's up? Shannon Russell, Kirk Taylor. James Tyrone, good morning, Sconeheads. Nashville Sconin. Kirk, so is Gilbert going to be academically eligible? So that was a joke yesterday because Musso asked me that off air. You think Gilbert's going to be academically eligible? So I just belly laughed on air, made it a bit. But of course, they're going to get him eligible. Drew coming in with the mama chant. My son does that too. My wife too. Dawn, good morning. Craig Schilling. We are aware Iraq's main rule, no face time. No face airtime. Indeed. Lowell Cormier. Georgia announced Gilbert will play at wide receiver. That's weird. Father John David Mathern, morning Scone. Good luck to Gilbert. Looking forward to seeing him hold the silver at UGA. The silver britches, or just the silver medal? Yeah. Troy Abear, good morning, Matt. You from Knoxville, Tennessee. Have a great day. I'll be listening to AFR later as I continue my drive to Brewer, Maine. All right, man. Safe drive, Troy. Thanks so much for listening, for watching. Appreciate you. Hey, Kelly Gross, good morning. Would love to see CP3 knock out AD. It may well happen. Suns have been hot all year. I'm with you. Look at a less than 100% AD and LeBron. I feel Phoenix leads that series now 3-2, and I mean Phoenix was the 1 seed, but kind of feel for Dame though, right? The Nuggets have obviously been really good too, and Dame was on fire, but they lost it last night in 2 overtimes, despite him being awesome. Salute to him though. Kirk, toxic energy. You had more toxic energy from your head coach last year than Gilbert. Just saying. That's true. Last year, all around the program was toxic. I mean, it just was. But to their credit, they're doing a great job. I think Scott Woodward bringing back Austin Thomas, and it was Scott Woodward who brought back Austin Thomas. Had him with him in College Station. Scott Woodward brought back Austin Thomas, who helped actually vet coaching candidates because, the coach admitted last year he didn't even interview candidates. To bring in the right guys to help with the culture within the program, I think all of that is helping transform. And I really honestly believe winning the last 2 games last year was huge. Because if they had finished 3-7, if they had lost to Florida, lost to Ole Miss, finished 3-7, I think you would have had I know you would have had a mass exodus. It would have been bad. But I think it allowed winning those games kind of gave them some confidence to say, look, we still beat Florida, beat Ole Miss. We can still beat LSU. The pieces are there. I think that was huge. You gonna take him outside? No. Hey, Dad. Good morning. Marty Savoy. Good morning from Atlanta. Shannon Russell. Bucks Nets would be good. Would love to see Giannis take down the new evil empire of NYC. I would too. I'm just not down with the super teams, man. I respect guys trying to win. I do. I just wish they do it on their own, man. Like the collaboration among these star players to form super teams and tilt the balance of power. It's within their right. I mean, they can do what they want, but it's just hard to respect it as much, man. Anyway. John Bro, morning, Matt. Not surprised Eric the Freak is staying home, right? I don't know, man. Look, at some point, Eric Gilbert, his story might be told, and my guess is it'll for sure be told around draft time. You going to see Uncle Jeff?
After Uncle Jeff, we're going to dress and go to see her going after me.
Earl Joseph Lytle, morning, Matt. Being at game time temp, 49 degrees at Oregon, no humidity, would the ball carry more at that park? Are dimensions kind of the same at the box? So, 325 down the right field line, same down the left field line. Straightaway center is 400. The box it's 405. So it's very comparable.
I think they left. So, did you talk to him?
No,
You didn't even go.
their trucks are still out there. They're still out there. Well, they're still out there. Their trucks, they're still here.
I mean, they're walking to the front to leave.
Okay.
You didn't step out and say?
No, I was in a rush to start. Let's see. Kurt Curious interview with Paul Maneri. You talking about with the Safford part? He was also coy about his number 2 starter, what he would do. That tells you what he's thinking. It's Hilliard. I mean, it's been Labus, and the fact that he's thinking about it now shows you what he's going to do. Kyle Gallo, so what you're saying is he's going to kill LSU's bats, so soft lefties have been kryptonite for years. So he's not a soft lefty, Kyle. He's a right-handed pitcher.
Do you think I should push him more minutes, like Allegro or?
Yeah, if he's tolerating it. Yeah. I don't think you need to. It doesn't have anything on it, you know. Yeah, they might still be back there just around the side. Oh, never mind. They're in the front. Well, that was a big yawn. Hi. What? This. This is the Gary V audio experience. Big bup. Dylan Landry, what's up? Let's see. Jump back over here to YouTube. Yeah, so we're taking Drew to the doctor for 9 o'clock. He's not been able to hold anything down feed-wise so over the past couple of days. So that's been a big challenge. So we're taking him to the doctor this morning at 9. So I was doing a workout this morning, so it was a little late starting. But anyway, so apologies for the late start. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like button. Much appreciated. Facebook, please like the page, share the post. Tyler Smith, can you reach out to Jacoby Matthews for an interview on AFR? This Louisiana class is loaded in 2022. He's in Baton Rouge since the dead period finally got lifted. Sure. Admittedly, I'm not a huge recruiting guy, but sure. Eric Wilderotter, even after 6 straight 100-plus reception seasons, Antonio Brown reached a point where no teams wanted him. Knowing what you know about Gilbert's situation, is it right to stick him in that category? No. Jed Meyer, morning, Matt. Friday can't come fast enough. Nothing better than postseason LSU baseball. Oh, someone asked how far I thought LSU could go. I think they can win the regional. I think with Marceau, you can. I'm not saying they will, and I understand this is a flawed LSU baseball team, but I think you can win with Marceau on Friday. Marceau's been awesome all year. You can win that game. Then you'd likely face Oregon in the winner's bracket game. And it would probably be Hilliard against Oregon's ace. And look, we've watched Hilliard be LSU's really their most consistent pitcher over the last month. And Oregon is not a devastating offensive team. They're around maybe 285 for a team batting average, only 40 something. LSU's got double the number of homers Oregon does, so it's not a big power team. If you remember when they started that relaunched that program, it was George Horton who relaunched the program. And George Horton, if you remember, was at Fullerton from 1990 to 96 as an assistant, then 97 to 07 as the head coach. So like he was one of those Fullerton small ball guys forever. He was the Fullerton small ball guy. And then Oregon hired him to relaunch their program. And he was there from 2009 all the way through 2019. And he made them a consistent regional team. They only made one super. But anyway, he's been gone now for 5-6 years. But and I don't know much about the new coach, but it seems as though, just judging by the stats, that they're not going to be a big power team, but probably a team that gets them on, gets them over, gets them in type deal. So play sound defense and mash the baseball and score a lot of runs, contrasting styles for sure. But I do anyway. And then if you win that game, someone's got to come back and beat you twice. I think LSU can win this regional. I do. And I love that they're paired with Tennessee. I know LSU got swept by Tennessee earlier this year, but that game 2 in Knoxville. First of all, Chad Dallas, their Friday night guy, has been very good, but he's not a overpowering guy. It's not Jack Leiter. It's not Asa Lacy. It's not one of those type of guys. He's a very good Friday night guy in the SEC, but you can win that game. LSU had game 2 of that series won. And they had to stop because of the rain and the restart, and they lost it in the 9th on the restart, and that was before Mikhail Hilliard had emerged. So you didn't really have. No, that was before Jaden Hill's injury. So you were still Hill Marceau Labus. So I'm not saying I wouldn't pick LSU to go to Knoxville and win that series if they get there. I would not pick it, but it would sure be interesting. I'd like to see LSU get another swing at them, 2 months later. Tyler Smith, curious to see what they think of the new facilities. Look at him and Walker Howard are the lead recruiters of the class. Yeah, you know what I was thinking about it yesterday, Tyler? How interesting that. So since January of 2020, which is when LSU won the national championship, they've been in a recruiting dead period because the dead period started and then it carried on because of COVID. Recruits haven't even seen LSU's national championship trophy. They haven't seen Joe Burrow's Heisman. They haven't seen Grant Delpit's Thorpe. Recruits haven't got to come on campus to see any of that. LSU's not been able to show off any of that stuff. It's crazy, man. Steven, another example of Paul overthinking out coaching himself. He goes, that radical of a lineup. Well, Gio in center isn't radical, and I want Gio in there, by the way. He's one of the few guys on the team, one of 4 guys on the team hitting over 300, and I think he's your best option in center. So I don't think that's radical. And I'm okay. I'm okay with Beloso DHing. I think Beloso should. I think you think the same, Steven. Guy who's got postseason experience, who doesn't strike out. I mean, he's got I think we've talked about this, 3rd or 4th highest on base percentage on the team this year. So I'm okay with that. The only different thing would be Safford at second. Well, your options would be Bianco, who does strike out a lot, but has been pretty consistent, over the last month. Arnold, who we went through some of his numbers. Cranford, who's a non-starter, and then Safford.
Sorry, he took 3.5 ounces. I just stopped it.
Okay.
I was at 101 mLs. I just would rather just
Okay.
see if he can do that.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Nothing. Him. Poor buddy.
Are you gonna say I haven't finished getting ready?
Yeah.
But I don't want to leave him in here by himself. He's gonna throw up.
I'm listening. I'm listening. All right. Let's wrap up here in a minute. We got to get him to the doctor. She's getting kind of antsy. Merrick, how's E-Rock's eye? Good. She had an infection in the eye, so we had to give her drops. Rap in batches. Cliff Nelson, what's up? Let's see. Eric, shout out to Musso. How's that going to work with AFR? So he's going to host with Mario from noon to 2. And then Mario will do solo 2 to 3. And then Musso will start to prep for AFR. And that's a temporary, middle relief with Mario and Musso. It's temporary. They want to have the permanent show in place by early July, before SEC Media Days. A couple more here. We'll wrap it up. Kirk, curious part. Pulmonary didn't mention Beloso. Well, I didn't ask him about Beloso, but I also just think it's a given that if he's going to have a left-handed DH in there, it's going to be Beloso. Leo Williams, Shannon O'Neill, any possibility LSU goes after Matt Reiser? No, I don't think so, Shannon. Charlie Cavell, what's up? They're aiming a little higher, Shannon. No disrespect to Matt Reiser, but they're going to go after... They're going to aim a little higher. That's all. Super teams is why MJ and Kobe's legacies will always be more impressive than LeBron's. I agree. Drew, mark it on your calendar. You have to sing happy birthday for me June 5th. Turning the big 3-2. There you go, Kirk. It'll happen, man. Derek Adams, Matt, I've said since jump to hire O'Sullivan. How realistic is that, and do you believe it? I mean, Derek, I don't know how much of my stuff you've been able to watch, but they have been tilling that soil with O'Sullivan for several months now. Now, LSU, a representative of LSU can't formally go talk to him until now, but those bridges have been being built for months now, to the point where I've heard terms and potential staff members that he's already contacted. Kendall Rogers was on AFR yesterday, who's as good as there is covering the sport nationally, and said it's a very real thing. But what I'll say, yes, it's not rumor, it's a very real thing. What I will say is that it's never over until it is. I mean, you got to push it across the finish line. And I think the longer Florida plays, the worse it is for LSU's chance of getting him, because if Scott Strickland wants to pony up, if he wants to, gives them more time to think about what they want to do and keep him, the more chatter there is, it gets more dicey. So ideally, LSU plays for as long as, or longer than the coach they want to hire does. So as soon as the season ends, 2 days later, you're introducing a new coach. Matt, how much can emotion carry this team through the postseason since it's Paul's last dance? We'll see, man. I don't know. I mean, realistically, you are what you are. I mean, you don't have great pitching. Your bullpen's been inconsistent, and the bottom of your order is a sieve. I mean, it's a team that has weaknesses. It's why they're 13-17 in the league. But I do think they can win that regional in Eugene. I got to get going, y'all. I'm sorry. As always, y'all, Richard Bruce, word on the permanent show. Richard, what I can tell you is, as far as the midday show, they have gotten applications literally from coast to coast. I'm not even joking, from Atlanta to Fresno, and all points in between. And what's kind of held it up is initially they were looking for a morning show co-host, right, to replace Jordy. And then they moved Hester into that slot. And so then they were looking for a midday co-host to pair with Hannegriff. Well, now Hannegriff is gone. And so now they're looking for an entirely new midday show. So the search has changed several times, which is basically forced them to hit the reset button. But I think I know they want the show in place early July, before we go to SEC Media Days. Any word on Gio? Paul Maneri said Gio's good. Expect him to play. Okay, y'all, I got to go. Y'all have an awesome day. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. They are tagged in the Facebook post, and Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com also tagged. If you could like both Brock and Hudco on Facebook, that would be a huge help. And more importantly, if you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. And if you need a roof or a roof inspection, or would allow us to do a roof inspection, HudcoRoofing.com. You can email me directly if you'd like, Matt@HudcoRoofing.com, MATT, Matt@HudcoRoofing.com. All right, y'all have an awesome day. We'll see you. Peace.